Hello, this is your Commodore here, Ty Coles, with a somewhat quick review of Godzilla, King of the Monsters. And it's the 28th, 29th, 30th film featuring Godzilla? Well, there's a lot of Godzilla movies, and this is one of them. To be blunt, this was a meh movie. The visual effects were amazing, especially the ones done on Ghidorah. I loved what they did with Ghidorah in this movie. It's a far cry of when we first met Ghidorah way back in the 60s with Ghidorah, the three-headed monster. It's the most realistic, and they actually gave that monster a personality. He had its three heads arguing. It was very entertaining, and I think the Ghidorah and Godzilla fights were the best in the movie. But I digress. I'm not here just to talk about Ghidorah. The rest of the monsters were very well done too. Rodan, he kind of seemed like a sniveler to me in this movie. He has no backbone. His character, that monster, it felt like he didn't have a backbone. He would bow down to whichever monster was in charge. When you believe Ghidorah be Godzilla, he pledges allegiance to Ghidorah, but once Ghidorah got his ass whipped by Godzilla, he then pledges allegiance to Godzilla. At least in this movie, the monsters were focused in what you would expect in Godzilla, King of the Monsters. The other thing I enjoyed in this movie was that they did a lot of nods to the previous Godzilla films. The proper Godzilla score, back from the original. Amazing. And they also did a lot of other nods to previous Godzilla films. Ghidorah was labeled as Monster Zero, which was a film title of the Godzilla chain. And he was called Monster Zero in that movie. As well, they reference a few other Godzilla movies. The downfall of this movie was the human actors. Specifically, the one, Vera Farmiga, who played Dr. Emma Russell. She was your typical left-leaning, know-it-all feminist who thinks their idea is the right idea no matter what. It's I am right. I am virtuous. I want to protect Mother Earth. And she lives in her own little bubble. And it's perfect left-wing thinking. I know what's best for people. You got to listen to me type thinking.
But like all living organisms, the Earth unleashed a fever to fight this infection. Its original and rightful rulers, the Titans.
And the worst is, she practiced peace and harmony and all that, wants peace and harmony, but yet will kill millions upon millions of people to get there. It's not my fault. Humans were the bad ones. We were destroying the environment. We were causing wars. We were causing famines and all this, and pollution.
And unless all the Titans are found, our planet will perish, and so will we.
Okay. But your solution was to wipe out the entire human civilization. And that's your grand solution.
You are out of your goddamn mind!
and you don't even want to let people try to protect themselves because she's right, everyone else is wrong. I appreciated Kyle Chandler as Dr. Mark Russell, who had very similar flaws as Emma Russell, and he went to the bottle. He went to being a drunk, and he ran away from his problems. Where she's like, "I'm right. I'm gonna fix this. My solution's right. No one else can do this." So you had two very extreme point of views. I believe Mark's character was more realistic than Emma's. And Emma, you think you're gonna like what? Where people make her sympathetic character is like, I don't want to do this, I have to do this. No, and overall, it was just that was just bad, plain and simple bad. And tying this all with the environment and all that stuff. Ugh. Also, another problem with this movie was they gave away all the good stuff in the trailer. They gave away the plot. They gave away the reveals of the monsters. They gave away a lot of the actions, like a lot of the great big scenes. There were still some great big scenes left in the movie, but they literally put everything major that happened in the movie in the trailer. But what really brought it down was the character of Dr. Emma Russell. And you had a character that you did not give two shits about as your main person. You felt more for her daughter, the husband, the scientists, everyone else but her. So overall, like I said, meh movie. Cinematography, beautifully done. The CGI work, beautifully done. The characters, But the story, it lagged. And at times, it was very entertaining to watch, but other times I think they just relied on people's previous knowledge of Godzilla to move the story ahead. Like I said at the beginning, my favorite part was Ghidorah. And if you don't know the history of Godzilla, then you might be lost in some parts of this film. A great way to recap everything that's happened in the Godzilla franchise is go to Cinemassacre's YouTube page or their website. Watch his Godzilla-thon. He goes over almost every Godzilla movie, and you will be pretty much ready to go see this. Also in the movie, they bring up Skull Island a lot, but yet you don't see Kong. So I think this is definitely the movie building up to Godzilla's inevitable fight with Kong. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully they don't add more of this political, environmental, leftist bullshit into the movie. But we can only hope. So for your Commodore Tycos, live long and prosper. Hailing frequencies closed. Thank you for watching Commodore Ty and enjoying this video. I hope you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and if while you're here, check out one of my other videos. Live long and prosper. Hailing frequencies closed.